Afternoon, everyone. Today, in discussing the Civil War, we're going to be going back to discussing the roles of the individual states during the war. And today, we're going to be discussing, you guessed it, Ohio. Now, when President Lincoln put out his call for 75,000 volunteers in April of 1861, Ohio was one of the first to answer the call. They organized their troops, and within 4 days, they had 2 fully armed regiments marching to the capital. And Ohio would also, for what it would contribute, it would actually give over 60% of its fighting age young men to the war. They would all serve. And Ohio regiments would be involved in pretty much every single major engagement of the war. And Ohio would also produce through its, they would also have several men who would go on to be generals and officers during the Civil War. 5 of the next 8 presidents would be officers and soldiers from the state of Ohio. And also in the state of Ohio, there was Camp Chase and Camp Johnston, 2 places where they kept Confederate soldiers. One is in Columbus, one's just outside of Sandusky. And where they kept them there is right across the way from Cedar Point. For those who are in that area, you can look across the water there, and that's where Camp Johnson was, where they kept the Confederate officers during the Civil War. They were actually treated quite well when they were there. They actually had an organization. It actually had a little town going there. But once the United States troops had gotten far south into Georgia and they discovered what was happening to American troops in Andersonville, Georgia, with the horrible depravity that was happening to American troops, it was a decision of northern lawmakers to do major cutbacks on the generosities and the kindness they were giving to the Confederate soldiers and officers in the state of Ohio. So those are some of the things that happened. And Ohio was the 3rd largest populous state, and once again they were involved in every single engagement during the Civil War. There you go.